Is she doing the worm, the wave?
Oh,
The handwork.
I move too much, I'll go blurry.
Yes, she will. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Monday night. Almost said Sunday. Welcome to another Monday night here at Vintage Rescue Squad. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Just a couple of quick super shout outs to Mick. Thank you so much for being here so early. We do appreciate it. And everybody's favorite Karen Radford. She gives Karen's a good name, folks.
She does.
She gives Karen a good name. That's right. Everybody's favorite purple. Let's go, OG. Everybody's favorite purple tiger. Tigers, timeless treasures. How you doing, Tiger? Hello, Penny Sue. How are you? Matthew B is in the chat. Oh,
Matthew.
Sarah Lee. How are you, lady? Thank you for coming back. Everybody's favorite thrifter, but not hoarder.
No, not hoarder.
Hello, Judy. Hello, Hope. There is Mikey in the chat.
Hello, Michael.
And there's the thing. You guys might recognize a Mikey Bags of Money avatar because he has been so supportive of Vintage Rescue Squad, and he has been so supportive of the live sales. So it is long overdue that we finally welcome on the man, the myth, the legend, Mikey Bags of Money. That's right.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Mikey
Thank
spent
you.
the entire afternoon with me doing a charity event over at Dog Junkies thrift store. So
I love that. I love that you guys do that. I was watching your live thrift with me thing too, and I was getting so stressed out because, man, I don't know how you guys do it. I first of all, I would be nervous about the connection, and
which we had a shady connection at first. We had to remedy it on the spot.
Well, and second of all, I have a hard enough time keeping my own brain. I couldn't imagine, like, it was great. I'm glad that you guys did it, but man, I don't know that I could do it. I would be willing to try it, but I don't know that I would be successful at it.
Yeah, it gets, and in that particular format too, because the thrift store has its own following on Facebook. So
there you go.
I streamed both on Facebook and YouTube, but you got to tell the Facebook people, yeah, I got to come over to YouTube. And they're like easily confused. Just put it that way. And yeah, it had some rough patches, but I think the biggest thing is this is the second time we've done that. The first time, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Like, we got through it. It seemed like a really great thing at first, but it took 2 weeks to sort through and get everybody invoiced and shipped. I mean, it was really bad. So we learned from that experience and going into this one, we did things much differently and actually on the fly, like we changed the way we were doing things, like, and I say that because I think it might be a good topic to bring up, is about being flexible.
Amen.
So absolutely. We had to shift on the fly and do things to make it not so confusing and not so stressful.
Sometimes though, that chaos helps you learn though.
Absolutely.
So it's a good learning experience. Like during the moment when you're live, you're panicking because you're live, but then after, when you have a little time to digest it and everything, I think
I threatened to shut it all down. Okay, you guys can't be nice. I'm just going to end it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to put the foot down. You know, it's you got to bring a little bit of order to the chaos, and you work through it. But at some point, we got to say, okay, folks, this is the point. We're getting it together. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, thank you again.
The last hour went super smooth, and we were all high-fiving at the end, like, yes, we figured this out.
Yeah. So, sorry, guys, let's go ahead and again, we just want to say hello to everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here with us. Why don't we go ahead and do some introductions, some quick introductions, and then we're going to dive right into it. I see Judy Wilson is already asking questions. Judy, thank you. You guys, as always, at Vintage Rescue Squad, very much is an organic kind of an experience. Just because we happen to be the ones up here on the screen, you guys are just as much, if not more, of a valuable part of this conversation, and you are a part of this conversation. If you do have questions, put those questions in all caps. That way they will stand out from just kind of like other comments, and that we will try to highlight and answer as many questions as we can. Again, we're going to try to keep it organic. So it's kind of like one of those things, you start answering questions, there's like no peopleness to it, you know what I mean? No conversational flow, I guess.
Right.
So
There's no peopleness.
No peopleness to it. There's no peopleness to it. Mikey, do you want to start off by introducing yourselves?
All right. Well, my YouTube channel is Mikey Bags of Money. I'm a full-time reseller. My Instagram's at @TheCharmedLV. And let me say a real quick hi to my mom at Groovy Society in the chat. Hi, Mom. And
Hi, Mom.
And my wife, Supercourt. Hi, Supercourt.
Hi, Supercourt. I saw her in here comment a couple of times. Hi, Courtney.
Yes, and yeah, I've been on YouTube, I think 7 months maybe, and
amazing.
I got monetized and all that, and the subs are coming. I appreciate all the subs, and I love the community. I go live kind of thrifting and do shenanigans on Thursday. I usually go shopping, and I try something new to eat, and I take the chat along. I take the chat along with me, and they kind of decide on some of the things that happen, and they help me source and stuff like that. It's just a really fun experience, and I just like all the people in the community and have a good time. And I blabber, so to the next person.
Hey, listen, Mikey, I blabber too. I'm a fellow blabber. I can respect that.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's nice to give people an experience.
It is.
At the end of the day. So, you know, you're blabbering, but you're talking to somebody. You're keeping somebody company.
And he's promoting these small businesses. He's going into these places, these establishments, and you know, trying their foods. And you know, people are watching that, and they're like, "Hey, I want to go eat those tacos." You know, and so that's I think that's a great thing that you're doing, and it's something different. It's something different.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go in and I would say, I'm going to sit down and eat. And then I would have all kinds of comments in the comment section about, you know, eating a taco. So some people can do it and some people can't.
Most people are very supportive, and I'm very appreciative. So, I mean, they like watching me eat. They want to know where I go. I just get a kick out of it. People want to know, what are you going to eat today, Mikey? Where are we going to eat? And I'm happy to provide the experience.
Yeah,
no doubt. Dani, you want to say, like, she needs an introduction, but we'll be official. Yeah, everything's inverted in StreamYard.
I noticed that. Yes.
I am the Niche Lady, also name of my channel, and I am all about helping fellow resellers learn not just how to buy stuff to resell, but how to develop a niche so you know what to buy to resell.
Yeah.
That's it.
She's a great teacher.
There you go.
Great teacher.
Misty, do you want to say hello?
Oh,
there's a lot of new people to us in the chat.
Well, okay. So. Hello, I am Misty-Thrifter, Junker, Vintage Hunter. I'm a full-time reseller. I have 3 live sales a week, and I sell occasionally on eBay.
There you go. And hi, guys. My name is Michael Todd. I am, of course, the Cult-of-Vintage, and I am putting out 2 videos weekly here on YouTube. And I have 2 live sales Sunday for Vintage with myself and Misty, as well as Sarah and David Coleman from Instagram, and that is here on the Cult-of-Vintage. We, of course, have Vintage Rescue Squad, Misty and myself, on Monday. And oh my gosh, guess what? On Tuesday, Misty and I are together. We're conjoined. We try to make it look like we live separate lives. We secretly don't.
No, no, we really don't. We are conjoined. We're twins. Didn't you know we look so much alike?
That's what we won't get into that, but I was like, well, Misty, we could say we're brother and sister. I mean, it's totally believable, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. But again, thank you all for being here. And I just want to say really quickly, Snowy Bear, I guess let's hit it off. But Dani, I think that you had a really interesting topic of conversation.
Yeah.
But Snowy Bear does have a quick question, and they are asking, how soon should you set up an LLC, a limited liability company? Ooh.
You don't have to.
No. You don't.
Be a sole proprietor. I was a sole proprietor for many, many years until I opened up my brick and mortar. And then I decided to become an LLC simply so, I mean, the theory that I think of, if somebody came into my shop and they slipped and fell, they couldn't sue me for everything I own. They could sue me for the business could be sued, but my own personal assets, my home, my car, those things couldn't be touched. So you don't have to be an LLC, but I will say that always, if you have any kind of tax questions, contact a certified CPA, a professional. And I would even, if you're calling CPA or if you're calling CPAs, I would even ask one step further and ask if they're familiar with e-commerce. So yeah.
And that's what I was going to recommend is whoever is doing your taxes and knows your financial situation, they're probably the best one to advise you. I was doing sole proprietor, and I just was advised to do the LLC because, and this was something I just learned. Did you know that as an LLC, you can file as an S Corp?
Yes.
And with the S Corp tax advantages?
Yes. Yep.
I did not
see, and
know.
I wouldn't have known that if I didn't talk to my CPA.
Exactly.
They're called professionals for a reason.
Yeah. And I would wait until after April 15th to, you can call and set up and meet with a CPA and bring everything in.
You're a little busy right now.
You're a little busy. And explain to them what your situation is, and you can have a free I think most of the time they're free consultations.
Yes.
They'll answer your questions. That's what I would recommend.
There you go. Agreed. Buy, sell, eat. Buy, sell, eat. That's how we live, folks.
Yeah.
The cool thing is that most CPAs are now very savvy to e-commerce.
Yeah.
Even as much as like 2 or 3 years ago, there was many of them that weren't really in that. But I mean, the last 5 years has really flipped a switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they have to, especially as a lot of businesses maybe that had been brick and mortar have discovered through the pandemic the necessity of having to sell online to sustain because they couldn't open their doors. A lot of restaurants are a great example, but they could do pickup, they could do delivery. So, it really would behoove those CPAs. Oh, staying flexible. There she goes. Yeah, Dani's on the flex kick. She got the. The saying, "Blessed are the flexible, for their knees do not break."
That's really deep, Michael.
It is. Yes. It is. I learned that many, 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 many years ago. I don't always exercise that concept of principle, of course, but at least I know the theory, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You have to have some sort of control, but it's always good to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? To pivot.
Okay.
You have to pivot. I think that's something that through the pandemic, we've all had to pivot, in a lot of different aspects, and definitely within our, small business aspect.
And I mean, even with YouTube video creation, all of a sudden it was like, I can't go to a Goodwill. What am I going to do? And then, we all kind of found ways to get through and still create videos. And those that couldn't figure it out, you probably don't see their channels anymore.
Yeah. You had to get creative.
Now, Nancy's asking you guys, what have you found in your experience to be your favorite thing about being a reseller?
I can tell you right now, my favorite thing about being a reseller is not having to ask someone for time off, not having to ask another person, can I go take my wife somewhere? Can I go, take someone to the doctor? Can I do this? I don't like asking anybody for much. And I certainly never liked having to ask someone if I could go spend my time helping a loved one or, taking some personal time. So doing what I want is what I like most.
Yep. That freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to clarify, Mikey, you are doing this full time.
Yes, I used to be in the construction industry, doing like crown molding and finished carpentry, and I got hurt on the job, and then the job said I didn't get hurt on the job. So if you know anyone that's ever went through workers' compensation, no one ever says workers' comp. That was easy. Yeah. So anyways, I worked until I just couldn't work anymore. And while I recovered from surgery, my wife said I should sell a pocket knife on eBay. So she's like, you should sell a pocket knife. It'll bring over $100. And I was like, whatever. So I listed the pocket knife and it sold within 2 days for $100. And I was so excited to bring in some money because I sat for about 2.5 months with no paycheck. Plus I had to work a lot less hours while I worked out the workers' comp stuff. So I was so happy to make money. I just started, I was really recovering pretty bad, but I started just finding stuff around the house, Apple chargers, Apple products, little stuff. Then I started watching YouTube and I learned that you could buy stuff at thrift stores, yard sales, and other stuff and sell them. So I started sourcing at the Goodwills. I started going to yard sales. I sucked in the beginning. I bought a lot of the wrong stuff. I thought a polo shirt was so nice and fine because that was like the best clothes I would wear was a polo shirt. I mean, I just thought that was top tier. And I mean, I've learned so much through YouTube, and that's why I kind of even started the channel, was to give a little bit of the knowledge I've gained back. I can't give it all back because it's just so much, but if I can just give little tidbits here and there and it helps someone out, that just makes my day.
Well, I think
amazing.
That's a wonderful, and the fact that you bring that I think I like that you brought that up because, people will say, how do I get started? How do I get started? And exactly what you just said. You look for things around your house. I don't need this anymore. I'm going to take that off of my wall. I'm kind of sick of looking at that. And then you learn, and the thing of it is, you're learning as you're going. It is 100% trial by fire in this business a lot. And we've all bought things that, listen, I probably have things listed in my eBay store that I've had for 4 or 5 years. I shouldn't have bought them, but I'm like, I'm not going to take them down. They're just there. Eventually, maybe somebody, I'll like relist them and stuff too, but at some point they need to go away. But we all do that. I think that's just the nature of the beast, and we just continuously learn. And actually too, by you saying making your YouTube content, and I know that you read the comments, and like if you're filming and someone might say, hey, you should have bought that Fenton compote for $25. You know what I mean? And so you're learning from people leaving that constructive criticism in your comments. So it's a great thing.
Yeah, that's my favorite part, is when someone tells me you should have got this or this was that. Yeah, I'm learning, I figure I never try to say I'm the smartest guy or in the room or anything, but when I go out there, I try to show the people stuff. They get the entertainment of that, and I hope they can tell me what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're learning together, and then other people read the comments, and then just everyone's learning together, and I just find that stuff so cool.
He knows not to pass up turtles anymore. I almost couldn't talk to him anymore.
I am going to find a storage unit full of turtles and dump them on your front door. That is my ultimate fantasy, and YouTube it, and I'm going to make you say no to turtles. But
well, you know how sometimes people will put those flamingo like things in people's yard.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You should do that for Dani and just put a bunch of turtles all in her yard. Even turtles.
10 turtles.
Well, I'm curious, Misty and Dani, what are your favorite things about being a reseller?
Well, I think, too, it is that flexibility for sure. Because I'm also disabled. I was able to get off of disability and build my e-commerce business more, because disability doesn't pay as much as you can make doing this. And I have a disability that my thing is that I have the physical ability to go out and shop and stuff. I just need that extreme flexibility, because I'll just say it. I have Crohn's disease, which means you can't be tethered to a desk or a phone or something, because
you got to go.
Sometimes when you need flexibility. And then there are days where you wake up and you go,
yeah,
we're not doing nothing today.
Yeah.
So that was it for me. And I want to say something too. Going back to what we were saying about we all have stuff. Keep in mind, retail stores, big, very successful retail stores have buyers that go and they pick out what they think is going to sell on the shelves. They do not sell 100% of what they buy. They pick duds. These are professionals, that, so don't be too hard on yourself if not every single thing you pick up is a golden sail through, because that is the nature of retail. You are going to have things that you thought would do great and they don't. You're also going to have things where you thought it's okay and it goes boom and skyrockets. So you guys be nice to yourselves.
Yeah.
That's an amazing point, though, Dani. I mean, and I work in retail, and that's certainly something that I don't think of is, that's why there's clearance. That's why there are sales. That's why there's buy one, get one free, or buy one, get two free. It's because that item isn't moving. And you never really put it into that personal perspective when you're running your own business and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
We're so hard on ourselves. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So Misty Pay, how about you, lady?
Well, I mean, I like the freedom of being my own boss. And I think I had seen Tiger put up, we have the flexibility of saying, I'm going to do this today, but I work more now than what I ever have ever in my life. But I love what I do. Like, I wake up in the morning and I cannot wait to work, and that's, you don't, and I have fibromyalgia, so I have days where my pain is intolerable sometimes, but you know what? I love what I do. So I don't know. I love the treasure hunt. I mean, you never know. You're going to walk in someplace and find a George Briard, pick your brain in glass at an antique mall for $9. So
there are some little tingly brain chemicals that go into play when you find that thing that you love.
You're like, I gotta get this and get out of here before they catch me. I gotta get in here with this. They're gonna change the price.
Yeah, and it is very much a high. It is very much a thrill, and there is a high in the thrill of the hunt, And so, I don't know. It's I love it. I love what I do. I absolutely love it.
And you know what? For me, I will say that because I'm the only one not currently doing this full time. Michael is exploring his options. Okay, I'm very methodical. I'm very pragmatic in my things. I'm a worrier. Okay, I'm what you would call a worrier.
You're a planner.
I am a planner.
Yeah,
annoyingly so, but it is true. For me, yes, of course, it is the idea or the concept of the flexibility. I can't personally speak to that at this point. It is a concept and an ideal, and I certainly see that as being a tremendous thing. For me, really what it is, and I think everybody would agree with it, it is the feeling of ownership. It is the feeling of this is mine. This is me creating this. This is my work. This isn't me working for some, and I think it goes in with what Mikey was saying. It's not a permission, right? I'm not doing this for somebody else. I'm not making somebody else that ultimately doesn't care about me. Right. I'm not putting money in their pocket and I'm getting pennies on the dollar for me breaking my back. Like, no, if I'm going to break my back, I'm going to do it for me and for mine. And I want to bear the fruits and the rewards of those. And if I'm going to struggle, then I'm going to struggle doing that for myself and not struggle doing that for somebody else. And I'm not saying it's my job. I don't think it's exclusive to any one job.
Yeah.
I think in a variety of fields, we've all worked and felt like we are, as employees, just that, an employee. We're disposable, we're replaceable.
Yeah.
So to have that feeling of ownership is really what I have valued the most. Yeah.
And it's a big leap of faith.
As you expand and grow too, like I have 3 employees now.
Yeah.
So I'm able to give other people who don't want to do their own thing, by the way, like, but they have some, what's the word? I can't even think of the word I wanted to say, but I guess like the comfort of having a job and
the security.
And the security. There you go. That, and it's like, that to me is also like a benefit of growing this, to a point where, look, I can provide other people a job in this very uncertain, crazy world where a lot of bosses really suck, and the thing is, there's no limits to what you can do with e-commerce business. Absolutely no limits. Yeah. I once mentored a guy who had a $5 million eBay business, and I mentored him right into opening his own auction house, which was like, that was pretty cool, but $5 million on eBay is what he was doing a year.
Wow.
Which is
crazy.
You can do that.
Yeah.
If you work for it.
Yes.
Well, it's not going to just fall in your lap.
No.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that's a lot of it, though, too, is that, and it's irregardless of the platform in which you choose to sell, whether you're doing YouTube Lives, whether you're doing eBay, whether you're selling on Instagram, whether you're selling on Etsy or Poshmark, it is work. You have to, it's not just going out and shopping and then being like taking a really poorly lit photo or not knowing what you're talking about when you're on camera. Like it's not only having the ability and the wherewithal to go in and pick something, whether it's actual practical knowledge or whether it's that gut feeling because you're like, I think this is good, right? Like Mikey was saying, but it's putting in the work on the behind the scenes and ensuring that it's in good condition, that you're taking good photos, that you have accurate descriptions. If you're selling on a third-party platform, it's the packaging and the shipping of the item. It's all of and it's the customer service too.
Mm-hmm.
It's the communication. That can be interesting at times.
It can be interesting at times. It really can. It really can. But yeah, it can be interesting.
And that can make look at Hadley Pottery.
Yeah.
How long has Hadley Pottery been in business? They are a name. They got way comfortable with everything. And I just happened to have the personal experience, like their customer service was so horrible. And then I waited 3 months for my product with no communication unless I bugged them. And then the product I got was like half size. Really? And then the next thing I knew, they were going out of business, and they're claiming it was like that would be my phone beeping. And they claimed it was the rising cost of materials, and like, bull. I'm sorry, no, because we're all going through that together. Yeah. They can raise prices and still sell beautiful products. It's not realizing how important that customer service piece is. Like, without that, you got nothing. You got nothing.
It's true. It's true. Well, and I mean, especially with selling on eBay, there are certain standards, there's certain protocol that you have to follow. I mean, you have to, you have to get your items out in a certain, you have to deal with unhappy customers. I mean, you can get eBay involved, but I mean, ultimately, that's on you to have that customer service, whether or not that person's going to give you positive or negative feedback, sometimes warranted, sometimes negative feedback is not warranted. And then you have to, contact eBay and deal with all that. But I mean, the same goes with, I know live sales are a kind of a new thing, and there are a lot of live sales. There really, really are. And the thing of it is it's, and I don't, this is gonna come out sounding worse than what it is, but it kind of is survival of the fittest. What are you bringing to your live sales? Are you bringing what anybody can go to any thrift store and find, that's consistently on the shelves of every thrift store? Or are you curating? Are you curating in your niche those items that people know, like, Mikey Bags Money, he loves his fun and funky shirts, that's kind of a niche for him. And so if he has a live sale and he's going to do some, kind of his, Mikey Bags Money kind of style, people are going to know that that's who he is. And get it. And then he's going to build that, and he's going to build that audience, because people are going to know what he's bringing to the table. I like weird, wacky, and wonderful things. I like things that are kind of a little bit different. Michael has a very eclectic taste as well. And so, people know week to week what they're going to get when they're coming to the live sale. But that doesn't mean that someone's just starting out. You can still do that and still build your niche as well. But providing that good customer service, that's what's going to get people to keep coming back to you.
And I think one of the biggest things with customer service is, I think Karen's question is, how do you, and I think this is a big sticking point for a lot of people that are just starting out, right? Yeah. Because we talk about the work behind the scenes, and this is so important to your customer services, is your ability to have any kind of a system. And they're going to check what Misty does might not work for Mikey. What Mikey does isn't going to work for me. What works for me isn't going to necessarily work for Dani. But what I can guarantee you is that all four of these people have got a system that works.
Yeah.
So what would you guys, did you struggle with shipping in the beginning, or how did that look for you guys?
Remember, I started in 1998. So we would
in the wild West.
Yeah. We'd sell something. We had to wait for a check to come in the mail.
Yeah.
Check comes. Oh, and then you have to wait for the check to clear. So there was no pressure on getting things shipped out. And over the years, things kind of got more
competitive,
and technology increased, and you had the stamps.coms and the stuff coming in.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
eBay didn't even provide shipping labels at first, guys.
No, eBay, you used to be able to get checks. People would mail you checks. I remember that.
And then we kind of switched to, it went from checks to money orders only.
Yeah.
We went through that. And then it was postal money orders only. I've been through all those phases.
Dani's been here a minute.
But so now there is this pressure of eBay wants you to get it out within one day. And for a lot of people, that can seem really daunting. But if you think about it, it's not. Because if you're at the point where shipping is still kind of an anxiety in your brain, you're still relatively new, which means you're not selling 100 things that have to go out. You have to deal with a couple packages, maybe even a day, which would be really good.
Yeah.
And so what you need to do is practice. If you're really, really anxious about how you're going to package something up and ship it, practice. Go out there with your boxes and some stuff and some bubble wrap. Just go have a play day in your packing materials. And because I find that fear is often the anxiety of doing something that we either haven't done before, or we haven't done enough to feel comfortable with it. So once you start mastering the mechanics of it, that anxiety goes away.
It does.
You're right. How to get something shipped up and do that. So just really figure out the point where you're getting concerned about things. And then I know for a lot of people, it's what if I pick the wrong shipping? What if I pay too much for shipping? What if? Go into pirateship.com and go play with the rates.
There you go.
Different zip codes and different box sizes, and go play with it and just familiarize yourself with it so you can take that anxiety out of the picture.
Raise your hand if you have gotten stuck with shipping. Raise your hand if you've learned from those mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's my point. I mean, you're going to make mistakes.
But we're all still sitting here alive.
Right. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to screw up with shipping. You are. I will never forget. We sold a VCR. a VCR. And we sold it, and I think we sold it for and this was 5-6 years ago. We sold it for $80, and we were like, whoo. And then it was shipping to California. And how much was it to ship it? $80. You know what I mean? So I mean, you learn from that. And then, but what I did when I started reselling full time is I would list something, I'd pack it up, I'd write what was on the box, and I put it in my garage. That way it got me used to, okay, this is going to be in about a 7x7x6 box or 10x8x6 box. You're going to learn those sizes where you're not going to have to do it pre-box it all the time, but it takes time. It takes time.
Now, you were doing free shipping when you did that too?
No, we weren't doing free shipping, but still, I mean, after your fees and everything, it ended up being, I think that we ended up charging them $40 for shipping. Yeah. So we had to pay that other, because we didn't have our measurements in right, which is it's a common problem.
Sure.
But you make that one big mistake.
I've still done that. I'm like,
I always recommend you guys don't get into free shipping until you understand shipping.
Absolutely.
You must understand shipping to know how much you need to include into the price of the item to do the free shipping. Ain't free.
No.
No.
It's math free. Is what it is. It's just math free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And sometimes people will in the eBay search, they'll search for things that offer free shipping. I mean, I've done that before,
Well, too, it can, depending on, but if you're the eBay searcher, and I think we've all done it, and you go into filter and you hit lowest plus shipping first. So the people with the cheapest price overall, somebody could charge $20 in shipping, but the item's $1. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's 21 versus somebody who's charging $22, but that has free shipping.
Right.
So it's exactly what Dani was saying.
Can I address Teresa Marie's comment over there about making?
I am so far behind in the chat too. I just want to say, okay, and I do realize because I'm holding on to the questions and it stays stationary for me. So
yeah, so Teresa Marie is saying, I don't understand how to make pirate ship work with eBay. Oh, yeah. How do I give those pirate ship rates to the customer? You don't. You don't. You guys do not need to feel guilty about keeping the difference between what the customer pays for shipping and what you actually pay for the label. That is your time, your packaging materials, your fees, because you are paying fees and sales tax on that shipping amount. So you do not need to pass on your discount as a business owner to a customer who sees a much, much higher rate if they were to go look at the USPS site to pay that shipping. So they're already getting a discount.
Yeah. Yep.
Because eBay is providing a discount, but then the seller is getting the additional discount via pirate ship.
Yeah.
Now, and you're all going to find out how far behind in the chat I am when I highlight this next question, okay? Freddie Fines asked that, they have items that they feel they would get a bigger return on if they had them on a live sale versus an eBay store. Can you suggest ways to reach those buyers since I am just beginning? So what I am thinking is, Freddie, you are actively selling on eBay and you're watching YouTube live sales and you're
Or
thinking,
Instagram live sales.
or Instagram lives, since you're using, yes, and you're seeing these live sales occur and you're saying, I have something that is similar or identical, and that seller is getting more selling it through a live program versus eBay. How do I go about doing that?
Well, I don't know that she's saying that they're getting more necessarily, but they're selling. I mean, you're having the
Right.
live sale and you're selling them quick.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Do it.
Yeah.
You know, this, and I know that there's, you know, you're saying that you have 550 followers, and I'm going to assume that Instagram is the way that you want to do it. I would say that Instagram is a much tougher place to sell live, especially when you have a smaller following. Start with the static sales. I would suggest that you seek out the traveling button on YouTube and watch every, oh my God, what day is it? The vintage
Monday.
Okay. Every Monday there is a live chat specific
I think
to
it's 4 o'clock Eastern.
4 o'clock Eastern. You are absolutely correct. Every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, there is a live discussion, and it's always available for playback, and it is specific to selling on Instagram, right? So, and it is free content. And I also want to say this, and this got lost in my brain, but so far as shipping, you know, you guys, we are on YouTube. You can go on YouTube, and there's 2 people right now on this screen who have done and continue to do shipping videos, and that is both Misty and Dani. So the information is quite literally
Dani does much
free.
better ones than I do. I was just watching Dani's.
Well, you're both providing perspectives. You're both providing experienced opinions on those things, and somebody can watch and think, you know what? Hey, maybe I'm going to do it this way because this way works better for me, but at least you're inspiring the thought and the process in people. But again, it's free information.
Yeah.
Watch Dani's, watch Misty's, do a general YouTube search on how to ship. It's right there. It's free. It's amazing. The technology, like it is a tool. It's a tool.
And going back to his question too is, you know, not, and again, I'm going to compare it to retail because we are virtual retail, and take the difference between an established store that everybody knows about. And I can't even think of an example at the moment, but you got the store
Target.
here that everybody knows about, and they go in and they just pay whatever the price is on the shelf. You got little mom and pop store over here that people don't quite trust yet what's going on there. Can be exactly the same item, but because of the trust issue, people are not going to pay as much from this little store over here. So you have to build that trust with your followers. Like you have to, it's a relationship. It's, you know, we're on the screen here on the outside, but yet people are connecting with us on a very real level. And so Misty and I can say that, like, now I'm a year into my live sales, that people trust that they're going to get what it is we have on the screen. It's going to be in great shape. It's going to get there protected and stuff. People have to build that trust with you. So the best way to do that is just build your following by not just doing the sales, but by giving them content, giving them, you know, whatever your niche is, giving them that information. Let them know that they can trust you. And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, man.
Well, I was just saying, it takes a while to build up a following. I mean, I did daily content on YouTube for 2 years before I had my first live sale. And I think that it's really, really important. Michael, do you mind if I highlight what Jamie?
No, go for it, because I'm stuck in the past in the chat.
Okay.
Y'all.
Mid-Century Wasted brought up a really good point too. Keep selling on eBay, but do other things to grow your channel, Instagram at the same time. Make friends and sell on their channels as a guest to grow an audience, which is an absolutely good idea. I will say though, if someone approaches me and they ask, you know, like Freddie, I've talked with her before. If she approaches me and says, "Hey, Misty, let's have a live sale together. Can I have a live sale on your channel?" Please don't take this goes to anybody. Don't take offense if that content creator politely declines. Okay. Because like I'm booked up till June right now. I have a sale on Wednesdays with a guest every Wednesday. So, but I've had instances where I have had to say no, and then I'm a bad person, or I'm mean, or I'm this or that. So you have to respect someone's boundaries. I guess I have to say. You don't just automatically assume just because you're told no by one person that person is like some bad mean person. But also don't let that discourage you either from still continuing to, try to get your name out there. But I would just don't
take it personally.
Don't take it personally, but you can start creating your content on your own as well. Using the hashtags. I mean, there are a lot of things that you should be doing on Instagram, on YouTube, as far as creating content, to get in the algorithm.
Yeah.
Basically. That kind of crappy, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
There's that new app now too. What is it? Whatnot?
The Whatnot.
Yeah, I've been invited to sell on that, but it makes me a nervous wreck because I don't think that's my niche lady.
Well, I know, and that I'm having the same dilemma. It's like, but I find myself, it hasn't come out yet, but this last yard sale, I'm buying some okay, I bought like 15 ridiculous horror movie T-shirts. I'm like,
there you go.
What am I doing? Oh wait, I could do those on Whatnot.
You could.
Because there's already a built-in kind of audience there. Yeah, it helps to have that following. But if you've got 500 followers on Instagram,
Mike, has that been something that you thought? Are you aware of the Whatnot?
Yeah, I know what's up with Whatnot. I don't know. I'm just not a live seller,
I bet you'd be surprised, Mikey.
You might not be, but Doreen is.
Doreen is. And Supercourt, you guys. Supercourt can talk like an auctioneer. She can go deb.
Right?
Deb.
No, you totally got it. You
Yes.
got it all built in there.
So I'll eventually do it. I mean, it just sounds fun, but I'm just an eBay guy. I just like to list it.
I have a fangirl moment from my George. My George just popped in. I had to say hi.
Hey, you got to, hey, George.
Well,
no. Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, Whatnot's cool. I mean, it sells real fast, and they do have some people. You have to have your own following to get there. But if you want to go there to buy stuff, you can find amazing deals because, I mean, just like on YouTube, there's live auctions with people that don't have any kind of following. There's just a few people in there, and you can snipe stuff all day long, or or you can go with the big popular guys, and I mean, you can see them get incredible prices too. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to watch.
The nice thing about Whatnot is that your customers have to. This would be nice.
Oh, yes.
About live sales, this would be the nice part, and maybe one day this will happen. I don't know, but in Whatnot, you have to. And George has sold on Whatnot. Actually, the Antique Nomad, he had a live sale on. I think.
Oh yeah, that's like when it was first coming out. I remember, like literally.
The nice thing is that, like, if say I'm having a live sale, Dani, Michael, and Mikey's information is already in there. So when they buy that thing, I get paid like that.
Charged.
So if there isn't, sending PayPal reminders. Reminder. Of course, mine are automatic anyway, but I mean, there isn't that worry that you have to like chase somebody down so they can.
Does Whatnot take a percentage?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, they must.
I'm curious, George. Do you? I don't know. Like George. That was like when they were. Because George, didn't they approach you?
Yeah, they've approached me too, but I
mean, George, would you mind sharing what?
I don't think that's my
Whatnot's percent is. I'm sure. I'm nosy. I'm nosy.
But the thing is with Whatnot, it's very, very heavy pop culture.
Yeah.
Comic books,
toys, vinyl.
My people, my demographic, who I'm in my own demographic, is 35 and 105.
Yeah, our stuff.
Honey, that's not our demographic. Our demographic is 40 plus. God love you. She's there 30. RJ, 35
Well, listen,
girl.
I am 46 years old, so I am beyond that demographic. But my 35, that's mine's starting to get up a little bit, but not really. But yeah, that's it's not. I don't want to. I don't. You don't want to waste your time having a live sale and then
Right.
not. You know,
That's
not
why I would not go there with glass. Like I said, I bought those t-shirts. I like because the other point.
Well, they don't really have a thing for. They have like the miscellaneous or the other, but it's
the
not.
buyers are not there that are going to find you and be excited about that. You want the random people that happen to be looking at who's live at that time that pop in, go, oh hey, this is cool stuff. I want to follow this person. Again, it's building a following over there. But I have found myself now looking at t-shirts and hats and shoes, and I'm like, and I don't give me, I like to buy that kind of stuff, but that doesn't go on my eBay. It doesn't go in my live sales. But I am looking at diversifying because I don't want all my eggs in one basket either. I want income to come from multiple places.
Yep.
There you go, Dani. That's what I have been lately. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to ask this question.
Well, Mark went out in the garage and Maybelle's about to lose her mind.
Oh, okay. And, I did ask Dani about this, but we're going to put her on the spot because, and I think a lot of this is, you talk about diversifying and not having, all of your eggs in one basket. Between eBay and doing your YouTube live sales, which do you prefer? Why? Do you have doubts or regrets on them?
So I will tell you, it's really, really nice to do a live sale and not pay those fees, to be able to sell 40 or 50 items in a 3-hour span and be done. But it is a lot of work. And there's a lot of extra stuff that eBay does for us that we now have to do for ourselves, such as dealing with people who don't pay their invoices.
Yeah.
Dealing with people who don't send their information so you can even send them an invoice. So there are pluses and minuses to it. One of the things for me is my eBay has suffered. I'm known for teaching eBay, and yet right now my eBay has less than 50 items in it because I have been so busy building YouTube and live sales that I have neglected that part. And it has caused me a little bit of a panic because I got way too many eggs in the YouTube basket. And let's say tomorrow, YouTube decides that I can't be there anymore.
What are you going to do?
I can't pay the bills because I have neglected what used to be a really steady source of income for me. So that's kind of where I'm at right now is I need to put more into eBay, more diversification of all of my income being just from YouTube. And when I say just from YouTube, my live sales are YouTube, like it's attached. I have my YouTube, Google ads, AdWords, but I also have the live sale and it's all YouTube. So I sometimes lose sleep at night going, what if, what if that all just went away tomorrow? Because literally right now I'm dealing with an issue. Right now with YouTube, you can't get a person to deal with an issue. I apparently had somebody report that there was a cuss word in one of my videos. And so they put me on a limited monetization. And I asked for a review because I don't cuss. I don't cuss in video. I don't cuss outside of video.
In a live or in an actual?
It was an edited video. And so I'm like, and they don't even point out to you like where that happened. But ever since I went on that limited monetization for that video, the rest of my videos are like suffering. Like I'm seeing my view counts go down. I'm like, whoa, we need to get this figured out. So that got me really thinking like, I need to build eBay up.
Yeah.
If one person pushes a button that says, oh no, channel bad.
Right. And that's crazy though too, because and that's the thing though too, is the larger your channel grows, the more people don't like you. I mean, I don't want to say the more people don't like you, but you will find people that will try to
do you harm.
Yes. Yeah.
The videos with the most views also get the most thumbs down.
Yep.
That is true.
It's just a simple fact. So yeah.
Yep.
That is true.
I mean, Mikey did take care of one problem for me. I had a stalker
in the back alley.
I had a stalker, and he bought her.
Boom.
I did buy her stalker and is now a prop in my show. So
yep. You take her
to that.
What's her name again?
The chat named her Doreen, and I named her the Freaky Head, and I lost a bet. I lost a bet and had to take her out to lunch and buy a hat with her, and I filmed it all in downtown Vegas. It was a good day.
Okay.
Yeah.
You went shopping with us last week. Come on.
It sounds super wacky, but the chat really enjoys it, so she keeps coming back.
I mean, you're walking around with a head on a stick in downtown Vegas. I mean, I'm sure that's probably been seen a time or two, right?
If I was in any other town, it would be like, oh, holy crap, what is that guy doing? But here, people don't even pay me any attention.
No. Gia has a really interesting question.
Hi, Gia.
Hey, Gia lady. What do you guys think the next big thing is? And it's not about, what's the next item, but like how, is it live sales, shop with me, Instagram sales? Do you guys see, talking about pivoting, do you see, and especially I think a lot of it is going to change. Well, I think a lot of it will revolve around technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
I think.
Oh, I definitely think video is where it's at. The fact that Whatnot has come on the scene and is taking off like wildfire, my prediction is TikTok is going to be right behind
for the young ones.
I think live sales are where it's at right now.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about just like YouTube, but like Dani said, Whatnot and possibly TikTok. I've been doing some live sales on Facebook as well.
And Instagram.
And so having Facebook, yeah.
There's live sales everywhere now that you really
yeah, there are. But you
it is. You guys could even people have email lists, right? Yes. People used to build big email lists. You could do a Zoom live sale. You could do so many things with video. Yeah. Video is where it's at.
Video is where it's at. It absolutely is. Yeah, you and I don't know how many people can you have on a Zoom the one time. But then I thought about doing memberships. I thought about doing, YouTube memberships and just having members only sale, but then that makes everybody else mad because then they're exclusive. But I see that kind of like going to a flea market. When you go to a flea market, you have to pay to get in. And I'm not talking,
you know what though?
I'm not talking about it being. I'm not going to be charging people $100 a month. It'd be like $2.99 a month.
Oh no, honey, you can't make it $2.99. If you're going to charge me $2.99, then it's not exclusive. I'm sorry. There are plenty of people. Like, if we're going to be real, let's take the curtain back. Let's take it back. Let's pull the curtain all the way back. Let's put the tie tacks on them, and we're going to rope it up.
Pulled the
if you want to give me something exclusive, then I need to know that not anybody can go in it. And at $2.99, anybody can go in.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to want to pay $2.99.
No.
Like true tea, not everybody's going to want to pay the $2.99. But just about anybody that is watching our live sale and that is actively engaging in our sales will be willing to pay $2.99. So I need at least a $5 cover. Like if I go into a good club, if I went into a club back, oh my God, 20 years ago into the city, you're talking a $20, $25 cover charge. I'm paying for the privilege of being in there. They didn't guarantee me a good time. No, they didn't. They said, but what we will guarantee you is exclusivity, but you're going to pay for it.
Such a good point, Michael. That is such a good point this has been something that has been going on for very, very long, but for some reason we're so afraid to upset people.
Yes.
Or to value yourself or your work.
But exactly.
Like you saying.
Not yet.
Michael's like, give me $45 a month on my channel.
I actually just did turn on the membership thing for the lowest level. I'm still working on getting the video and all that stuff. But I think the live, just being live and the live presence, whether you're doing live selling, I like to walk the streets live. Just the unknown of live.
Me too, Mikey.
Yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen. And I think that's the really cool part. You don't know what's going to happen. It's live. And
that's why we watch you, Mikey.
Well, it's the ultimate voyeurism. And that's interesting because I used to do Instagram live shop with me's. And I always remember, and I remember the moment. I remember I was in the Hoard house, and I remember I was by the window. I remember
Wait. He was at the Hoard house.
Hoard, no W, no W. Capital H, O.
I just wanted to
somebody
clarify.
said, I don't know why I like this so much. And I said, because it's like the ultimate version of voyeurism.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be about selling.
No.
It's literally, I'm watching life through watching somebody else's life's experience. And they're letting me.
But on Monday nights before Vintage Rescue Squad, I'm usually sitting right here at 7 o'clock. And I'm just waiting. And I'll check email. So I thought, well, I could do a membership to where I go live at half an hour before the Vintage Rescue Squad for a not a one-on-one chat, but a smaller chat. And then
very smart.
I'm just trying to figure it out. But I'm like, Dani, it's like, if I do this, I mean, people are already saying, well, Misty's has 3 live sales a week. Yes, Misty does, because Misty's a business and Misty's trying to run a business. I don't know why that's such a hard thing to understand.
What's my new saying? Girl?
It's not, I'm not a taco.
You can't make everybody happy. You're not a taco.
That's right. I'm not.
Oh my God, I thought you were kidding. I was about to say, no.
She's a taco.
Dani asked what I'm not a taco. I'm not a taco. You have to tell herself, I'm not a taco.
We are people pleasers.
I get it.
Like, I know Misty and I talk a lot. Like it's like from our heart, we don't want to be responsible for making anyone feel like they don't matter, that they're not good enough, that like we're responsible for so many people's feelings, but we can't. We, at the end of the day, we are a business and we have to do what's best for our business. I used to do a membership, like a teaching membership, and I had a business coach at the time. When I said I was going to only charge $9.99 a month, she was so mad at me. And it was a lesson I had to learn because, I got a lot of people into that membership at $9.99 a month. I could not help everyone. And they didn't value my time because it was only $10 a month. But then I had an upper scale. I charged people, it was $7,500 for the year of some real one-on-one coaching. Those people showed up to every meeting. They did the actions they put, and they realized that $7,500 turned into $30,000 because I was able to give them something. But when you go too cheap and you don't value your own time and you're giving people your years and years of experience, you're giving them a fast track. That's what you're doing versus what we were talking about. Okay, you just have to make all these mistakes. No, you help pay for my time. I'm going to tell you how to avoid a whole bunch of those mistakes. And so it's just really the value of time and your years. What was that thing you just sent me, Misty?
I was just looking for it. I sent Dani a thing today and it said, it may only take me 15 minutes to do it, but it took me 10 years to learn to do it that fast. You don't pay me for the 15 minutes. You pay me for the 10 years experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so spot on. And so we are always going to have people who want to pick our brains. And believe me, I'm not saying that I don't ever share things with people that just stop and talk to me. I do it all the time, but you also have to be very, very, what's the word? Selfish with your time.
You do.
Because it's something you can never get back.
You know what? I don't even know that the word selfish is applicable
Maybe that's not the
in
right
this,
word.
because I think that
Well,
there's
that's
such
the
a
way that we
negative. No,
feel.
you know what? Let's take away the stigma of being selfish. Why don't you go ahead and be selfish with your time? Because just as Misty's saying said, and we talked about this, I think it was last week on last week's Vintage Rescue Squad, is that when we see somebody in the here and now, we don't see the totality of the life that they have led that has put them into the spot that they are in. So just as Dani was saying, is that sometimes when you maybe avail yourself a little bit too much, I think that there's a certain generation, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to talk to maybe a lot of people in the chat, and I think that there are certain genders, specifically women, that have been taught to avail themselves to the needs of everybody because that's who they should be. That's what is expected of them, of a certain age, and of being a woman. To me, as a man, and Mike, you can probably see, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm going to make myself available to everybody. Why would I do that? Because I value myself, and I value my time. That's not being selfish. That's having priorities. It is having boundaries. And I will use if the airplane is going down and you are a parent with a child, you are instructed to put the oxygen on first so that you are better able to save the life of your child. If you are suffocating, you don't know what's going on with your child, and you both very well could die. Value your time, your priorities, and yourself, and you will better be able to affect positive, lasting change in other people. Yeah. Self-respect, not selfish. There's a difference.
True.
Well, it will, and it's very hard being a people pleaser and telling people no. That it does get easier the older you get, though. I have learned that the older you get, the easier.
YouTube has made it a little easier too.
Yeah.
Lots of practice.
Plenty of experience.
And just so people know what I'm talking about, you don't see all of the comments that come through on any given video. We have the ability to screen certain words, and I can tell you there's a lot of not very nice people out there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys get the same point, but I almost have to have somebody else start filtering those, because you see the worst of people in this, and it makes you a little bit more protective of giving that time and energy, because you don't want to get sucked into helping someone and heaven forbid you don't give them exactly what they want and they turn around and go tell 20 other people what a jerk you are.
Yeah.
Like, because that's for me too, is I'm very protective of my reputation now too, and it's like, yeah. I don't want to, I never, my motive is never to upset anybody, but yet I do. I will fail people. I am human. And that is like one of my worst things still, is to know that people are out there. Right? Apparently you have an opinion too. But it's just, I'm still working on that, like what's being said out there about me thing.
Yep.
Because those that know me know that I am still extremely generous with my time, and I will give everything to help somebody succeed if that's what they truly want. But I do cut it off if I'm giving and I'm seeing them then go to and publicly going to 20 other people and asking the same questions I already gave them advice on. And I'm just like, why don't you try what I advised first? Before
Well,
so,
because you didn't tell them what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
That's what it was. You weren't giving them the easy route.
Yeah. I know a lot of people want easy. Excuse me. It's my turn.
Just as long as it's not a burrito, Jamie, and we're good.
She's never going to
And that's how far behind I am. I'm starting to catch up, folks. Mikey definitely wants a taco.
But I don't even know where I was going with all that, except that, but yeah, it's like, and we're coming from, this is just for everybody who is going into this, whether you're baby new at business or you're well established, it's like learning that boundaries thing.
Please.
Whew, right from the beginning, you got to do it. And if you haven't done it from the beginning, I will tell you, it's rough. It's like, because you feel like you are
bougie.
Bougie? Chill it.
Bougie has a lot to say. Boosie's she's fired up
on my energy. Knows I'm a little passionate about this. But yeah, everybody just, boundary. And like, it's interesting to hear you say that guys don't have quite that same, perspective on it. And I never even thought about that. Yeah, we are the caregivers. We are the.
But think about, isn't that what people pleasing is, though? It's putting other people's needs ahead of yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that per se. I think everybody, irregardless of your gender or your age, we all have those moments where we put others ahead of ourselves because we feel that it's the right thing to do. But I think most men have a tendency not to go through day to day continuously thinking about or putting the needs of others before their own. Especially Misty, Dani, you guys are excellent examples because you are business women. And I think that there's a lot that comes in conflict between societally, maybe what is expected of you, but you are a boss woman, right? You are a business woman, and those things butt up against each other. So it creates an internal conflict where it creates a level of anxiety, and that exacerbates that problem because then you're like, oh my God, if I say no, then I'm this, and I'm going to say it, then I'm this raging bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not the case, then it's not true. Mikey, I'm like, nah, I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
See,
the thing of it is, as women,
but it's not that deep.
Right.
Because it's not about me letting somebody down, though.
Right.
It's just about me saying, nah.
Yeah, we'll get those catty comments. But if you and Mikey would go out, if you and Mikey said the exact same thing that we did, say, and like we said, no, I don't want to do, I don't want to do a sale with you or whatever, whatever. We would get attacked in the chat.
Yeah.
You as men would not be getting nearly the amount of comments in the chat as Dani and I would, just for the simple fact that we're women.
Yeah, agreed. Because we'll go whoop their butts, and because you guys are women, they think you won't go whoop their butts, and it's not right at all. But I mean,
they don't know Dani and I.
It's human nature.
Carrie always says to me, because she helps me in my business now and everything, and she's like, girl, like you get like 100 comments with people saying really good things about it, and you get that one comment where somebody's critical, and you get all hyper focused on that.
Me too.
Because
we're all guilty of doing that.
I think there was only one person brave enough to say it, and that must be what like thousands more people are thinking.
Yeah.
Well, no, but we've talked about this before, though, in Vintage Rescue Squad, and I think that's like anything in life, and it's not just social media comments. Is that it's always when something stands out is because it has a tendency. It's like one of these things are not like the same, right? So you see this beautifully. You just painted the wall white, right? And there's this one tiny little black dot on there that you missed. And what do? You focus right in, because it's that one 99.9999% of the wall is perfect, but you see that one little 0.00001%. And that's what you focus on. That's part of the human condition now. We all do that, right? And it stands out because it's not the normal. But it does have a tendency sometimes to make some of us more anxious than others. But that is, again, part of the human condition. It is.
True.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like some folks are deep in thought right now. We just took it there. That's okay.
Well, I mean, I think I think sometimes it needs to be talked about. It needs to be said. I mean, and a lot of times people will pass unfair judgment on you for a multitude of reasons. They could be jealous. They could be just, they could just be having a bad week and they're needing somebody to take their frustration out on. But it can be very hurtful when it's thrown in your face and you're like, but I am a good person. I'm a good person. But then it makes you feel like you're not doing something good enough. Or do you know what I'm trying? I know Dani knows what I'm talking about.
It triggers something in you.
Yeah.
But what that person that's a real deep thing. It's not even necessarily what that person said, but it's what that person triggered in you.
Well, I mean,
there's a little piece of us that believes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
there's something that it's like, they're on to me. They found out. Do you know what I mean? Or, maybe I was doubting that about myself and now this person said it, so it must be true.
Right. Well, right. And that's such a load of baloney, really it is. But, there are sometimes friendships and in business can evolve and they can change.
Yeah.
And sometimes in business, you have to put your business first and you have to step aside and reevaluate and deal with some things that have happened and you have to reevaluate. And that doesn't mean that you have to publicly come out and say some big hoopla because this, that, and the other. Sometimes things in business change and you evolve and you change and you handle them in a private, respectful way. You don't.
Or what they call that maturity.
Yeah. You don't take something to social media. I believe that my viewers, they don't deserve any kind of yuck from any kind of relationship issues I've had in my personal life. That has nothing to do with the service and in my sales and my business. Has nothing to do with it. So I don't know. It can be a tricky thing. And that's why I'm saying that be very careful when you are having live sales with people. If you're wanting to kind of get your feet wet and get in there and maybe start doing some live sales with people, is to really be selective. Be selective.
Well, talking about selectivity, Vintage and Vino is saying, here's a sticky wicket question. There's simply some that aren't good sellers, so you don't want to do a sale with them. What do you say? Be diplomatic and say, sorry, my schedule's full.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, this is the bad part about live sales on YouTube, is because separate from eBay, where there is accountability and there's feedback and there's, that kind of stuff, there isn't. We're all it's the wild, wild west in the live sale world, y'all. It is the wild, wild west. There isn't any. The only accountability for someone that may not be, quote unquote, a good seller is if there's nobody at the sale.
Misty Pay, we in the wild, wild west. Mikey, when you want to do a sale, we in the wild.
But listen, I think Mikey can handle it, though.
No, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that.
I think Mikey can handle it. Mikey has a really kind of specific niche that I can see it. I think Mikey's a little weird, and I like that about Mikey.
I'm very weird, and that's what I like about you.
I mean, I saw you in court in your little safari hats and stuff, and I'm like, look at them walking down the street in their little safari hats. I like them.
This is like I found a new
they showed up at the Great American Junk Hunt, ready to hunt.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. They were ready.
You got to dress for the theme and the occasion. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, and I adore that the two of you did that together. I would tell my husband, Mark, you're going to wear a safari hat and we're going to go. And he'd be like, no, I'm not. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Super Court is a good sport.
Oh, that rhymes, Dani.
I did that on purpose.
You made it.
She made a punny, folks. She made a punny.
And Mark Pate is a very patient man.
Mm-hmm. Now, I have a question. Tammy is asking a question, but it makes me want to ask a question. She's saying, what do you all think of the Safe Sales Act that's being debated in Congress and how it may affect the resale community? Does anybody know?
It has to do with counterfeit goods. I don't know the complete details of it, but it's supposed to put some really good protections in for all of the counterfeit goods that are now coming across internet sales.
Okay.
But
so that sounds like it might be like a lot of fashion accessories.
Lots of good stuff there. Lots of good stuff. But with anything that gets passed as any kind of law, there are unintended consequences.
Yeah.
And there will be some fallout. There's going to be probably more being accused of selling something when it's not. There's going to be some fallout for resellers. I haven't looked super deep into it yet, but my overall thinking right now is it could be a good thing if it could stop, in my niche of the glass and antiques and pottery. If we could put a little slowdown to all of this cheap stuff being imported over from China and being called Murano glass or some other really good type of item, it's going to raise the value of the things that I sell that are actually legitimate. So I'm cautiously saying I'm okay with it for now. Bougie loves me. Do you love me?
Well, Mikey, Danny, what do you guys think of this? My Flipping Van Life is asking, do you think there's an unwritten rule about undercutting fellow eBay sellers when it comes to pricing? I thought that was the rule, was to try to undercut.
Well, I think
me saying ow.
Oh.
It all depends on what you want to do. If you want to undercut the price and sell it quicker, I'll still have mine at $1 more and it will sell afterwards. So I think it just depends on what your model is, what you want to go for and how low do you want. It's not good overall for the ecosystem of selling the goods because it's on the prices. But I mean, that's your given right to sell it cheaper than all the rest of us. If that's what you want to do, go for it. I don't have no problem with it myself.
Get it.
Yeah, again, going in that comparison, with big retail, that's always been. I mean, you're always going to have the competition. The only reason I have a little more problem with it now is because eBay's algorithm is running off of it. They're running off of the average sales price and giving pricing suggestions. So I do teach the people that listen to me, it's don't listen to it. Please price your stuff up in the value that it should be, because then even if the people come in and want to sell it cheaper, they're selling it a little bit cheaper from where it really should be. And over the course of time, that's going to have an effect and increase our prices.
When I first started eBay and then I would list it, the phone would keep telling me, lower the price, lower the price, lower the price. And I was lowering the price, but really some things just take time. It's not the price. You just have to wait the time out. And it took a while to learn. So, I mean, it's not about price. It's not just about price by any means.
Yeah, no, I don't let eBay tell me what to do.
Yeah. Oh, I learned, I was like, I can't lower it anymore, eBay. And then I learned about sell-through rates and other stuff. I mean, things just take their time.
Because at first, didn't you think that eBay was trying to help you?
Yep.
I thought, eBay's trying to help me. They're trying to make me help me. Maybe if I lowered it, then it would sell.
Here's something I've learned about eBay over the last 25 years. eBay is there to help eBay.
Yeah.
Dani, do you know how many, I know this is going to be a crazy question, but does eBay release about how many items are sold on the site, or is that information it'd have to be millions, wouldn't it, in a year?
I think there are some numbers that they give in their quarterly reports, but they do it more in a gross volume number.
Okay.
And it's usually monetary versus number of items.
Okay.
Because again, they want to look good. So eBay's always and this is, I mean, and I guess there's nothing wrong with it. We're all about that. Is we want to look as good as possible out there, and eBay is no exception. But I can tell you, coming from the early days of eBay was a community culture. It was really like the first social media. I mean, if you think about it, eBay sellers were a different breed of. My house was decorated in red, yellow, green, and blue. Like everything was eBay colors. It was like, I love eBay. I love eBay. You heard that a lot. And then when eBay started doing what was best for eBay and building their big corporate structure and getting a little more distant from the sellers, even though they were saying, you know, we're community, yeah, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
But as we're building up, now we've gotten to the point where like, wait a minute, we can't have a love relationship with eBay. They don't love us back. So, and they're a business and they're doing what they need to do as a business, which also is a lesson that we are a business. We need to do what's best for our business. So take that. Don't listen to everything that they give you, because at the end of the day, they're going to tell you what's best for them. Right. Do your own homework. Find what's best for you. And that is one of the reasons I love WorthPoint, because you can go back years on an item and see the trend of, wait a minute, people used to pay $150 for this thing, and now people are listing it for $20. What's up with that? You can get it back to that $150 by just starting that movement, starting that trend, maybe having to hold on to it a little longer. But you can manipulate the algorithm as much as anybody by raising prices, the same as all the people who are lowering prices.
Mm-hmm. And I think not. Sometimes there's sometimes during even an eBay sale, or just, you know, because of, you know, having a social media presence, you know, our eBay sales can be a little skewed because of our social media presence.
Okay.
That's why I don't always like to do the what sold videos, because they're a little.
Mike, yes, you will, sir. Oh, yes, you will start.
I recently did get my first eBay sale. They said they came from YouTube, and I mean, it was a lot of months in between. And I know, like, I've been gaining followers, and I know they just look through the store and then they don't buy anything, which doesn't help the algorithm.
No, that's true.
But
have you started? You're doing buy it nows.
Yeah.
Have you thought about doing auctions?
I've thought about it, but I'm just, I'm still, I gotta get it going, man. I gotta get
more
influence.
And, I don't think what Mike sells is good for auction.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just like to buy it now. I just like to go out, list it, boom, and
be done with it and not worry about.
You know. I don't like auctions. I don't like to do eBay listings as auctions. I mean, depends on what it is. I mean, it definitely depends on what it is. But it's. I don't remember what road I was going on. I've completely forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, the auction format on eBay is not what it used to be. Again, I started in the day with auction format was the only way you could sell something. And it was like, it was beautiful. It got people going. And then they did the best, the fixed price thing. And then I jumped on that and the best offer. But the thing is with the auction now, it has to be something people are willing to wait for. And so you have to be careful because, you know, nobody needs to wait for a cool shirt or a pair of shoes. And I'm going to use you as an example on that, Mike. No offense, but
no, go ahead.
But it is something where I know I like this. I can tickle him through the screen here. tickle. It is
getting
something
to be that time of the show, so
people will come over and go, I want that. And they will make an offer or they will just buy it. And if you've got it in auction format, you've lost that opportunity.
True.
There are some business models that built from auctions right from the start, but they did it by bringing a following to eBay that they already had. So you have to be careful. That the seller I was talking about before, who had the $5 million a year eBay business, he would advertise to his email list that he was going to run an auction event on eBay, like he was doing all of this work and then just really using eBay as like the venue. Mm-hmm. And when I started talking, I'm like, why are you giving eBay a cut of that? Like, to me, that was just nuts. eBay's not bringing you the business. You're bringing the business to eBay. And that's where he then took that and opened up an auction house. And it's back in, I think he's in Boston. It's Bruno Auctioneers. So if anybody's back east and wants to go check out Bruno Auctioneers, he is a fantastic guy. I just bonked the bird in the head. He's a fantastic guy with really great stuff. I mean, and he's always been willing to give up his time to help people and know what stuff. I had some Pokemon cards. I don't sell Pokemon cards. I sent them to him. He goes, well, I'm not going to get very much for these for you. You still want me to sell them? Yeah, whatever you get is more than I would get. I got $100 after he took his cut. I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
At that point, like, he built that business model. So auctions are a very specific business model. Yeah. And it's not what eBay's built on anymore. It's something they can't let go of because it's their foundation. Like, they are the only e-commerce site that does auction format. So I'm sure they sit in a boardroom and go, we'd really like to get rid of this auction thing, but we really can't, because it is what it is. So I wouldn't recommend very many people bring anything into an all auction format. Using auctions to drive traffic to other things that you have for sale, doing a loss leader. Like in your case, Mike, you get a bunch of really like high-end shoes listed, and then you run a loss leader auction starting like some incredible $100, $200 pair of shoes, and you start it for 99 cents. It's not going to sell for 99 cents.
Right.
And what you've done now is driven all that traffic over to see, hey, this guy sells some pretty good shoes. We need to follow him as a seller. Now they start seeing every time you list a cool pair of shoes and so on. So auctions can be used, but very thoughtfully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or like I said, if you are a YouTube content creator and you're showing a haul and these 15 things, and you say, and you've got a following on YouTube, and you say, okay, these 15 things right now, as soon as this video is over, will be available via an auction.
Yeah, and George the Antique Nomad does that.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
brilliant.
what he does.
Taking his following, bringing those people over to his eBay listings, but also then getting the benefit of the traffic that eBay drives as well.
And I would like to do that, but then sometimes I'm just like, well, I'm just going to have a live sale and I won't have to pay any eBay fees. I'll just,
Well, but I think, but too, and I'll be truthful with you, is, okay, I have been thinking about really what is going to make this financially feasible for me to do this full time. And for me, the thing is exactly what Dani was saying, is the diversity. It's diversification. It's not having everything in one basket. And I really think that it is important, especially for us. It's important for me. Let me back up here. It's important for me, I feel, for my platform is because I get it is easier, it is faster to sell live. It just simply is, because I can take one picture of 15 items, put it up on Instagram, do a 30-second Instagram reel and call it a day, and I'm advertising, use that same photo, put that. So, there is that time saving. That said, in order for me to really look at this long term and to make sure that, just as Dani said, well, what happens if YouTube all of a sudden is like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and start charging you 20% of your Google AdSense if you're going to have a live sale or whatever that they would concoct. And then I'm like, wait a minute, but right. It again is about having the diversification, but it's also recognizing the fact not everybody can attend a live sale.
Right.
But if I'm availing myself then to people that can't, because they're working a 9-to-5 or whatever personal thing that they've got going on, but they can go to eBay at their luxury when that fits their schedule And then they're able to feel like they're a part again of the cult of vintage. Because I truthfully feel like maybe inadvertently, and this is something that I've been struggling with and something that I haven't even talked with Misty about, because I think it's kind of like, I really appreciate this conversation tonight because things are kind of like clicking in my head. But I almost worry, I think for me, is that I feel like I might be alienating people that have subscribed and watched videos up until this point, and now they're like, well, I can never buy anything because you're only selling on live. So what's the point?
Yeah.
You're showing me all of this great stuff, but it's frustrating because I can never get it because I literally can't be at the live sale.
Yep.
So again, it's really about thinking, how can I best meet the most need in regard to product, not personal, emotional need, but for product to as many people. And that is through the diversification.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just address something that got said over here in the chat? Because I know it's directed at me. Someone said some resellers talk eBay and have very little in their shop. And I kind of addressed that earlier, and you're kind of going that with the diversification. It's like, just to be clear, I have been on eBay since 1998. I have been at points during that time where I've done $30,000 a month on eBay. I have helped multiple other people build their eBay businesses. So yes, right now, my eBay is a little skimpy because when I moved, I decided to take everything down and do a physical inventory. I also wanted to move everything into my List Perfectly catalog so that I could cross post. But don't let the fact that somebody, and I'm just using this as an example, just because you don't see me being ragingly successful on eBay right now doesn't mean that I don't know eBay. And that goes for anything else. Mike, I'm going to use you as an example there, Mike.
Oh,
okay. I got it.
Okay.
Mike's in construction, but is he building houses right now? No. Does that mean he can't talk intelligently and advise people who are doing that? No, because he's got the experience. So just be careful what you say out there, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, too, and I think the other thing is that, and I'll just say this really quickly, is that, sometimes there may be a question of, well, if you feel like eBay is just in it for eBay, then why do you sell on eBay? And I know why, Dani, is because you have to be able to speak the truth to the totality of it so that you as a small business can grow and thrive within a business that's there to serve itself. There's nothing wrong with eBay wanting to grow its business and eBay making its business its priority, just as every individual here makes their business their priority, and hopefully you down in the chat. But you have to be able to say, oh, this is the truth, so that I can work within it, so that I can better fit my needs within this ecosphere of eBay. That's not disparaging.
It's not based on trusting that everything eBay tells you is best for your business, that you still have to, at the end of the day, make those decisions. eBay is still one of the most tremendous reselling platforms out there. It is a household name. It is the Jello, gelatin thing. We don't go by gelatin. We go by Jello.
Chapstick.
Amazon's given it a little run. We go, I'm going to get that on Amazon, but eBay is still right there. You don't hear anybody saying, oh, I'm going to go shop on Mercari. Is Mercari there? Yeah, it is. But eBay is the household name. It is the multi-million person place where if you list something, the potential that your item is going to get seen by thousands of people is very real. And if you learn to work it, there's an even greater chance. And I think that's what we're all about too, is like, we're going to give you the things that have worked for us to work that algorithm, to make that site work for you in a way that pays you way more than if you were to take those.
Go get your coffee
and go sell them all on their own.
You're cool.
Well, and I think sometimes people don't understand. It's very easy for people that are not doing what we do to be extremely critical. and not completely understand what it is that we do every day. I mean, I know that for me, I have 192 items listed in eBay right now. I do not have the time to list things on eBay. I'm having 3 to 4 live sales a week, and I'm selling about 100 items a week, and I ship it and sell it all by myself. I invoice it, I ship it, I sell it all by myself. I don't have, and I don't want employees. I've like made that very clear. I want
because you like that shipping thing.
I do. I want to do it all myself. I want my hands to be in every aspect of what I'm doing. But you know what? I have found what works for me, and I'm not, while I know that it sounds like it's a lot, but it fits into my schedule perfectly. And
well, it is a lot.
It is a lot, but it fits into what it fits into what I know that I can handle. And yeah, I mean, and not only that is we're also creating content. So we have to go out and shop, and we have to go out and edit the videos. And so there's a lot more to it than just, oh, I'm just going to be sitting here having a live sale, and, oh, I might go list a few things on eBay. Plus, we've got kids, we've got husbands, we've got wives, we've got
birds.
We got parents that live with us, you know? So there's a lot more to it than just selling a few things on eBay. So
I don't have any on eBay. There's no, because that's just like, you know, there's no time. There's no time. It is time consuming because you have to take the picture and you've got to do the listings. And I am so neurotic that I would pre-box everything, because when I was selling on eBay, I would pre-box everything, because with currently in my current situation, I have to do it that way, because if somebody orders something at 1 o'clock in the morning, because it happens, you have a sale at 1 o'clock in the morning and I wake up to it, my immediate thing is I want to get it out the door. You know, but then I have to be at work at 9 and I'm there till 8 p.m., you know, so there's no time. So it's just like one of those things that I want to make happen, but there's just, I have no time. No time.
Mikey's got something to say, I can tell.
He wants coffee, but he won't go get his coffee.
It's coming, guys. It's coming. Superport got the message in the chat. The coffee is coming.
Coffee is en route.
Yes. It's been a long day. I got to say, we're at Dog Junkies. I mean, Danny's on the camera, but I mean, I'm like trying to get stuff, paying attention to the chat, people claiming stuff, and it's just really intense. It's intense, but it's so fun and for such a good cause. But I mean, afterwards, you're just like, whew. Yep. And then, you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Coffee's coming. Yes. So I'm perking up. I don't want people to say I'm looking tired. I gotta obviously I'm looking tired, so I'm trying to perk it up, smile. I'm not on the show circuit, you guys. This is only my second guest appearance I've done. So thank you guys so much for having me, and I've been doing pretty good today by just shutting up. That's the thing I need to do is shut up, and I'll do it now.
No, not on here. We all
what are you talking about? You don't need to shut up on here, man.
No, I just need to learn to cut it off, because that's what I'm working on, cutting it off, Mikey. Because then I start rambling. It was fun rambling before, and we'll ramble off. Off camera.
Look at that! On a saucer even.
Yes, you guys.
Like,
so here, you guys. I'm sharing with the chat right there.
Cheers!
It's some Nespresso right there. Thank you. All right, I'm back. You guys see it?
Take that first sip.
You got
so hot, so good. All right, thank you for letting me enjoy my coffee, everybody.
Yeah. That did look good, didn't it, Ariana?
And I'll just plug, like I said, today's show, my live stream. I kind of just go out and have fun. It's a work in progress, but lately I just go shopping. I love to go shopping. I buy stuff either to thrift, flip or I buy stuff for my wife. The chat came along and we bought earrings for my wife, and they helped me pick out the earrings. And I love trying new things. I tried some vegan tacos. I tried boba tea, and everyone just comes along and it's fun. So check me out on Thursdays. I'm always eating and just having a good old time and sharing it with whoever wants to come along.
You know what? I'm just going to say this really quickly. And Mikey, I do apologize to kind of like LaDonna, there is something that I am going to do. You will never hear every detail in regards to that experience.
I heard it.
Because she did hear it. There is something that I am going to do that I want to address, because I want to make sure that I publicly thank the establishment, the business that I was in, because of how they chose to handle the situation afterwards. And I am and will always be, irregardless of maybe some minor differences, will always be appreciative of that business and how they chose to appreciate and recognize me as a human being. So you're not going to hear the details of it per se, but you will hear my appreciation for that business soon. So,
but I want to hear details.
It was pretty explosive. It was explosive.
It was.
Yeah, it was explosive.
I mean, Michael, he was like, I almost went to jail. Those were his first words to me.
Can we get a video on this? I almost went to jail.
I'm sure there might be a video in the store somewhere. I wonder.
There may be. I don't know. There may be, but I didn't get it because that's what I said to Misty. I was like, see, and I can't film in there. I'm not allowed to film in this business, which is, I still go in there and shop, but I was like, do you know? That was the video. That was the viral video. That was like the 2 million view video, because there was zero clickbait. My problem with it is that you wouldn't hear nothing but like beep, yeah, beep, 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 beep. Like that's all it would have been, and I would have been a giant fool. And I did. I made a fool out of myself, irregardless of what somebody else did.
It was warranted. It was warranted.
It's never warranted to allow somebody else.
You didn't go up and slap somebody, though. At least you didn't do that.
No, but I truly did.
I feel bad about turning my camera off right when like something confrontational happens, because like I don't know what it is like. I'm like, okay, I'm going to respect your privacy, but then I'm like, I really should have just kept that on and just kept it down by my side to at least get the audio. You know?
Right.
I mean, my big thing, and that's the thing, like act a fool, be treated like one. I'm just that person. I'm gonna treat you how you want to be treated. And I don't treat you, I don't walk up, I don't wake up thinking I'm gonna treat somebody some kind of way. But
Ariana, I have not told Ariana is gonna have to tell. Ariana has a very similar story to your story, Michael. But the law was called, because they accused her of stealing.
Ariana?
Yes. And she was like, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's what it was, right, Ariana? Ariana's like, no, that's not what it was. But the police had to come. She'll have to tell you that.
Did you get Ariana? Did you get her on video, girl?
No.
Oh,
she was all hot though. Oh man, she was mad.
You see Tammy's question?
No, where's Tammy? We're in here smack talking, missing out on legitimate questions.
647, Mike.
Question.
There we go.
There we go.
I have a good response for this, because this goes back to what we were talking about before. If you are getting a lot of no's, it is time to go back and look at your channel and go, why would they be saying no to me? And there's different things that can be in play. It could be that you're not established enough. Perhaps you don't get enough people to your channel to make it worthwhile to share that time. So you need to do a little bit more work to build your own following first, because that is really what is going to attract another YouTuber to collab with you, is that you are actively working and building your following, and that you have some, it's got to be mutual. There's got to be, gotta have something to give to one another. It can't just be one way. But if you're getting a whole bunch of no's, it might be something to do with just not having enough followers yet, or could have to do with how you're producing your content. So scrutinize yourself. And this is like the tough love in me saying, look from somebody else's looking in eyes at your videos. Go watch one of your lives, go watch one of your videos and see, is this something that I would subscribe to? Is this something that, I'd want to be part of? And I, Tammy, I don't know what, this is not personal to you. This is just in general that I have found over the years, if I'm getting a reaction the same from multiple people, the answer is right here. And that's going to be the key to you being successful in anything you do, is if you are willing to listen to that feedback out there, even if it's subtle and just a no, and go, all right, what could I be doing better? What could I be doing different to get a different outcome?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was going to say something. My brain is broken tonight. I was going to add to that.
I was going to say, just work your buns off until people start asking you to be on their live sales.
Yeah.
When I started YouTube, I got friends in Las Vegas area that are YouTubers, and I know other people, but I never asked any of them to be on my show or anything until I felt that my product would be even worthy of asking someone to be on my show. So just keep working. And now people are like, Mikey, let's get on, Mikey. So, I mean, just keep working on yourself, and then fire away and ask someone else again, when you get the courage. But just keep working on yourself and trying to build your own followers. And then you won't even need anyone to have a live sale with you. And they'll be wishing they had a live sale with you. So just keep working on yourself.
I have a kind of a list of things that I see other YouTubers, and like what I notice that they're doing that has like, I'm like, I wonder what they're doing. There's a couple of things. One, you're consistently having a sale, and you consistently have it when you say you're going to have it. If you're having a live sale every Monday, you have a live sale every Monday. There isn't I can't have it this day now, or oh, it's canceled, or those are kind of red flags for me. Also, you're set up, you're ready. You're not digging around for things. You're not just preparing for the sale during the sale. Your camera angle needs to be in the right spot, not too high, not too low. Practice around. I mean, if you are wanting to do live sales, then get your webcam out.
There you go.
And say, okay, this is a little dark. What do I need to do? You don't have to go buy a ring. You can get a ring light for like $25 though on Amazon. I'm just saying, you can get a ring light. But look at yourself. It's hard to look at yourself sometimes, trust me. But look at yourself. Look at your background. If you are sitting and you've got it's a chaotic mess behind you, I can't do that. I can't. No, Dani, you're fine.
I know. I'm like, oh.
But your background is important. You're having a live sale. You want to be as professionally prepared as you possibly can. I sometimes, and I know that some resellers, they're not doing, this isn't their full-time gig. They're not doing it. They're just doing it for extra money. They have a full-time job, and it's just kind of a casual thing. But I like to go to a live sale where I know that's what the focus is going to be. The focus is going to be on selling the items. The focus isn't going to be about talking about my aunt's cousins, getting off rail. We go off rail sometimes, not because we mean to, but sometimes we do. But we rein it back in. Never. Because I think I want to see somebody that is given time and effort to this, because I know how much time and effort I put into it. I want to see that reciprocated by the person that I'm having a sale with. And if you're having a sale with somebody, you should make sure that all of those things, because it's kind of embarrassing for a person that you're having a sale with if you're not prepared.
I will say this because Linda brings.
Oh, it's
Linda.
not your fault. Nan, wait a second. Nan,
What?
you just be who you are.
Oh,
Because
because
you
Nan
me
derails the chat all of the time.
I look forward to a Nan day.
I have one more thing to add too that you
Yeah.
made me think about. Oh, I just had a coughing fit, you guys. I was like, my eyes are watering. Don't go and ask a reseller to be on their live if you haven't been into their live, if you haven't participated in their chat, if you haven't established a relationship. Business about relationships, 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 relationships. And when somebody feels like you're going to take good care of their customers, because that's what's happening. Like if I do a live sale and let somebody else on, I'm sharing my customers with you, and I'm going to expect that you're going to give them the same care that I do. And I don't know that to be a fact unless I know who you are and your name is familiar, and you participating and commenting on my videos and being in my live chats is going to make me go look and see, okay, what are they doing? Like, this is somebody who shows up all the time. So establish those relationships. They are so important.
Yep. I agree.
Dani, that's exactly what I was going to say to Lucinda's comment. 100%. Because, and I think that that's something that's so important, because at the end of the day is that, and I think that it's kind of maybe happening a little bit more often now that a lot of people want to do live sales. And again, it's not just YouTube, it's any selling platform, is that I think that there can be a bit of a feeling of not being genuine in regards to it. For me, it's kind of like one of those things. If I'm like, I don't even recognize your name, and you're asking to conduct business with me, I'm immediately like, no.
You take it seriously.
I'm just like, I don't know who you are, and that's just the truth of it. Because at the end of the day, we're conducting business, and by extension, just as Dani said, is that okay? So I'm going to sell with you, and then people are going to turn around and be like, Michael, why would you have that seller on? Because they didn't even put bubble wrap. They didn't even put packing paper. They sent my mirror in an envelope.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, you don't, and then those questions come to you because you were the host, and here you have this new person on. Well, why didn't you know that?
It's a
why didn't you? Well, they asked me to do a sale. I don't know who they were. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, you think about that. Like, if that was my response to somebody being like, why did you have that person on? Well, I don't know. I didn't know who they were. They asked me is why. You might start to kind of doubt, Michael, you okay over there? Right.
It goes back to that boundary discussion we were having. It's like, we have to have boundaries. You guys have to have boundaries in business, personal and business. And this is still like, I think this is a lesson for all of us, that it's a never ending journey to find what works for you in those boundaries, and everybody's different. I think that's the crazy cool thing about this world, is that everybody's different. And if we can just show other people a little grace and a little kindness and work within those boundaries and find the right spot, but at the same time, take care of yourself first, put that oxygen mask on first, because that's going to allow you to help so many more people and grow and reach so many more people.
And I will say though, too, if you're thinking about doing a live sale, there's pretty much a live sale going on at any point in the day and at night. So you have to look at what makes sense for you and your schedule. You aren't working, you're working for yourself, and you can't worry about, well, there's 15 sales going on at 7:00 on a Wednesday, does that work best for you? If it does, then that needs to be your time. The people will want to watch who they want to watch. It doesn't matter if there's, just like on television, how many channels are there on TV? people are going to watch the sellers that are engaging, that they feel welcome at. And someone had said sellers should acknowledge people when they come in. Let me tell you though, that can be very tricky when you have over 500 people and at your sale and you're trying to sell things. It's hard to like stop what you're doing and say hi to everybody. Say hi. So sometimes you may see us just like doing this, or we're waving at people. That's what we're trying to do without breaking up.
Especially when you're selling with somebody. I mean, I don't want to see Missy's like, hey, isn't this beautiful? I'm like, hey, Helen. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just bad etiquette.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But you guys, we are at the 10 o'clock hour, and Helen, thank you very much. So you guys, before we wrap it up, and we just kind of want to let everybody, well, anyhow, we'll do a quick wrap up here. But before you guys head out for the evening, please make sure that you do give a thumbs up to tonight's live stream. Please make sure that you're showing Mr. Mike D there how much you appreciate and that you want him back on Vintage Rescue Squad, because we definitely do want him back on Vintage Rescue Squad.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you, Helen, for reminding me. I do appreciate it. So just a really quick, I guess, Misty, Danny, Mike, anything that we have to look forward to you guys? Anything in the works? Anything to keep an eye out on this week?
Well, go ahead,
Go
Mikey.
for it.
Oh, well, I usually live stream Thursdays. Like I said, I go buy, sell, and eat. So probably going to go downtown Las Vegas. Doreen will probably make an appearance. We're going to probably go eat something, and we're going to go thrifting. So you guys follow along at 2 p.m. Pacific every Thursday. I go, like I said, I just go have fun, and the chat has a major effect on what I go do. They also look up comps for me. I've bought amazing things because I use my phone, so I don't have my phone. So the chat is kind of like my brain. They look up comps.
Okay.
They are amazing. And I found some awesome things. That's how we even got Doreen. Doreen was $50. That mannequin head is $50. I didn't want to buy it. They made me buy it. I mean, you can't pass up profits, right? So,
No.
yeah. So check me out. I live stream 2 days a week. I just really like live streaming.
It's
I like
fun,
engaging
isn't it?
people. And I kind of play to my strengths. I'm not the best talking. I'm good off the cuff, and I enjoy people. So when I just have the camera in my hand, it just flows naturally. So Friday night, we're actually going to go eating. Like I said, people like to see us go eat. So we're going to the Great American Foodie Fest, or some big old foodie fest with a bunch of trucks. Guys, if you're in the chat, we're going to eat on Friday. I promise you, last Friday we didn't eat. So I'm going to eat. And yeah, I do 2 videos a week too. So 4 times a week, I'm on YouTube. Just grinding it out, working as hard as I can, and making great friends and relationships. And thank you guys so much for having me on. Thank you to Dani, the niche lady. She's my mentor. She's taught me so many things. Like on YouTube, it's number one, a lot of work. But number 2, there's just little subtleties in videos, presentations, just the way you do things to just make it a little bit better. And she shared some of these little secrets with me, and I've implemented, and I can see them happening and working. And it's just a wonderful thing to see your channel grow. And I'm lucky and I'm blessed. And thanks to my good friends, and thanks to all of you guys. So I'll stop rambling now. Thank you very much.
An amazing mentoree.
I'll wrap it up there.
Wrapping it up. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Danny, how about you, lady?
I have some really super exciting stuff happening, but I can't reveal yet.
Oh.
So we're just going to have to
Tenderhooks. Okay.
stay tuned. But I will be filming at the Vintage Market Days next weekend. It happens twice a year here in Vegas. So I got that coming up. I do my live sales on Fridays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to do kind of Eastery. I know I'm like too late to do like full on Easter, but we're Eastery.
There you go.
Springy stuff. Yes. Springy stuff this week. So
there you go.
And I do daily videos. So lots of stuff. I have lost track of what's coming out what day, but I think we've got I know what's coming out tomorrow. It's when I went shopping with this guy.
Oh.
So that
I've been waiting.
An adventure for sure.
Yard sailing with Noah that everybody's Noah's starting to steal the show on yard sale day, I gotta say.
Yeah, he's a star in the making.
Yeah.
I just want yard sales to occur again.
Amen. It's too cold for us.
I can't even, like, can you guys see I'm sweating? I'm like, I forgot to turn the air on. So I'm like, I'm glistening because it's hot in here.
The ceiling fan is on at my house, you guys. Come to Las Vegas. We'll go garage sailing. It's
Well,
sunny all the time.
I told Dani I'm ready to come out.
Let's go.
I'm wanting to come.
It's the best time right now.
There's so many places I need to go. So many things.
All right, Misty, what do you got going on this week?
Well, tomorrow is my sale with Michael-The.Cult.Of.Vintage. It is on my channel at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We will have our normal I have 24 items. We normally try to have 22. Sometimes I'll throw a couple extra in.
I literally had no reaction to her being like, and I was like, where's the shocking? I was just like,
but
okay.
Because sometimes I lose count and I've pulled too many things. I'm like, well, I've already pulled them, so I'm gonna sell them.
I've seen your Instagram teasers. You have some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna be a good sale. I think it's gonna be a good sale. And then we do what we call the 5 and dime. And so the last 5 items that we sell are all $10 each, and they're quick claims.
Yep.
So,
nice.
and then I'm not having a sale on Wednesday this week. Nope.
What are you doing on Wednesday with your first Wednesday off?
I'm going to an auction.
Well, you are gonna maybe.
I don't know. I'm either going to an auction or I'm going shopping. But I'm not just gonna lay around on the couch. That ain't gonna happen.
No time for that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So yeah. I just want 2 sales this week is all I'm having.
Get it.
Sunday and Tuesday.
Well, guys, thank you all so much for being with us this evening. I do want to let you know that if by some accident, of course, you are not subscribed or following anybody either here on YouTube or on Instagram, all links for everybody are in the description of the video. If, again, you're not subscribed, all you have to do is click that link and hit the subscribe button. And if you're not following along with the adventures on Instagram, just, again, hit that link and hit follow. It's free. There's no obligation. You're not signing up for anything. And again, it's just a really simple way to show a little bit of love, support, and encouragement to some great people that are producing amazing content. And keep in mind, are actually small businesses. So we would appreciate it, you guys. Misty, Mikey, Dani, thank you all for being here this evening. Mikey, hopefully this is the first of many times. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you. I'll be back anytime. And
awesome.
one of these times, I asked Courtney, Super Court. I mean, she's a great advisor. I was ready. I was going to eat my pizza on stream with you guys, but I decided not to. So maybe next time we'll all eat something together and have a little Mikey Bags action.
Okay.
You guys can steal that idea without me.
It could be like
no
pizza party next time. Pizza party next time.
Like a progressive dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then we can just tell everybody to have like their dinner ready. And then we're going to sit down and we're going to have dinner with one another.
There will be people that say, I don't like to watch you eat on camera.
Well, then you shouldn't watch that video. It's okay. Don't watch that one and watch next week's. But this week we're going to be eating. So
what?
Yeah. So I'm back. All right. I sealed that deal. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Thank you again. I really appreciate it.
No doubt. Well, guys, thank you all so much. Remember the links down below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. Leave a thumbs up on the video on your way out. We hope that you all have a good evening. Thank you so much for being with us. And we'll see you all soon, somewhere, some way, somehow. Good night, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.